Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Can Ripple's stablecoin surpass Tether? Okay guys, so I've got an article here and found this really interesting, and it started to make me wonder, is it possible that Ripple's stablecoin could actually surpass USDT? And look, I said this from the beginning. In the early stages, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be a thing of, Ripple release their stablecoin and then straight away they just take all of, Tether's market share. That's really unrealistic. But over the long haul, like long term, I'm starting to think that this is a possibility. I'm starting to think it is actually a very serious possibility. And this article helps me to explain why. So we've got here Ripple CBDC advisor discusses MiCA's effect on stablecoins post delistings. So MiCA is basically a European regulation in regards to crypto, and long story short, there's actually been a effect from this regulation in regards to certain stablecoins, and so it's actually led to Exchange Uphold actually delisting certain stablecoins. So it isn't just Tether, but Tether is on here, and Tether is really the big one. It's the big fish really that's been delisted. So we have here DAI, Frax, GUSD, USDP, and TUSD, along with USDT. The other one that I'm aware of is DAI, to be honest with you. The others, I'll be honest with you, I'm not so familiar with. But Tether is the main one, because Tether is the biggest one. So that's the one that obviously everybody's going to be aware of, I would say. And so, look, the thing for me about this is that I assume more than likely the reason why USDT has been delisted and why it's not compliant with MiCA's regulations is because, to be honest with you, there's no transparency with Tether. And this is something that's been in the space for the longest time. This is why a lot of people who are, who've been in the space for a while have concerns with Tether. It's been a known thing that they don't do audits, they don't prove their reserves, their backing or anything like that. And so there's been a lot of questions. Now, I will say this, there has been some run on the banks with Tether. There has been a few times where there's been people, scrambling to get out of Tether, and it's managed to maintain its peg. It's never really lost its peg significantly. So, kudos to them on that. But the question is, how has that been done? Because there's also another side to this where they've said that basically, Tether print money, basically out of thin air, that's really not backed, and they're using that to pump up Bitcoin's price. And so there's been a lot of concerns in regards to this. And obviously, if this kind of stuff was to come out, if it was to be a thing where, we were to find out that Tether really isn't backed the way it's supposed to be, look, that would be an absolute meltdown for the crypto space. And so, to be honest with you, that's not something that I want to see, and I will get into that in just a bit more detail in a second. But the fact that I'm seeing this now, well, will Ripple's stablecoin be okay and compliant with MiCA? I would say so. I think the fact that they're going to be having a third-party audit to prove their reserves, etc., and prove the backing and stuff like that. These are the kind of things that they want. They want transparency, right? They want to show that they're trying to be compliant. And we know that Ripple is a compliant company. The other thing that I've got here, just to back this point up here, is this article that I found. Tether targeted by billboard campaign over audit refusal and alleged corruption. So, I saw this on Twitter the other day, and I think it's Times Square where this billboard is. It's somewhere in America, and it's big. Like, it's a massive campaign that they've put up. And, they're basically showing that it's tied to all sorts of corruption and terrorist funding and all this kind of stuff. And so whoever's doing this campaign, they seem pretty serious about it, because it's not cheap to put that on a billboard in America, right? And look, if this kind of stuff really does start to, point more towards Tether being corrupt, etc., then eventually people are going to leave Tether, right? Tether has already had a shaky past, so things like this could really ruffle feathers and get people to that point of, this is the last straw. I don't want to risk being in this because, as I've said before, from what I've heard, Tether is kind of like a house of cards, basically. If they was to prove their reserves, this is just what I'm hearing, it would end up being bad, right? Now, this is the thing. As much as I want to see Ripple stablecoin succeed, I'm a bit weary about this happening in terms of Tether just going down. And it's not because, I want it to stay up if it's corrupt, because I don't. But the thing is, if this was to happen, it would be really bad for the crypto space. It would be like, we've saw like the FTX collapse. We've seen like the Tether collapse. It's that kind of magnitude. And I would think possibly greater, to be honest with you. I think possibly greater. So the effect that would have on the market would be catastrophic. It really would. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. So for me, the main concern is trying to keep things in order, but to me, like seeing this kind of stuff, if Ripple can come in and be transparent and compliant, which I think they will want to do, especially after they've just come off of the back of a lawsuit, I don't think they're going to want to try and put themselves in any type of legal jeopardy. I think they actually have the opportunity to potentially surpass Tether. So I found this really interesting, and we'll see how things go. But I think there is a real opportunity there. So I thought I'd share this with you guys because, the more I'm seeing this kind of stuff coming up with Tether, I've been seeing things like this, over my time within the crypto space anyway. But the fact it's coming up more and more, and it seems to be getting more serious now, like this campaign coming out, it seems like it's getting, like the walls are closing in for Tether, to be honest with you. And so I think over time they could just slowly lose people, or if, we have this big collapse where it's like, the light gets shown on Tether and it just shows them to be corrupt, then eventually they'll just all run a bank on them and just leave. But as I say, that would be bad. But in the end, people are going to go to other stablecoins. And I think the next biggest one is USDC. And if Ripple can really take off the way we would hope, then Ripple could be the other stablecoin that becomes the go-to. So very big opportunity here. So we'll see how things go, but really big opportunity for Ripple to take a big market share in this crypto space for the long term. So there's a lot of potential here. But what do you guys think? Ripple stablecoin to surpass Tether? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.